What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. I hope you're having the day you deserve to have today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Um, I just barely got home, so I don't have my computer set up, but I will get that going here in just a couple minutes and we will get rolling here shortly. Just give a shout out to everybody who's here already. What's up, Right Touch of Fishing? Mickey Nick, I love you guys so much, man. Just know that. Yeah. What's up, Jen and Sam? How are you doing today? I appreciate you being here. Miss Gothy's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. ATS is here, ladies and gentlemen. Gamecock Jenny's here, ladies and gentlemen. Temper's here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's up, Raindrop Lost? How are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. You said I just got home. My son and my wife had a doctor's appointments within 45 minutes of each other, so um, I'm running a little bit late. I don't have my laptop or my computer set up yet. I don't know why I said laptop, but I don't have my computer set up yet. But I'm getting there. I got to take some meds and shit and whatnot. But I got this is a really important one, I think. Yes, I'm doing good. Oh my lord, what's up, brother Nick? What's up, brother McLaren? So this guy right here, this is I had the only people I've known longer than him are my sister and my parents. Like we went to kindergarten together and junior high and high school together, and yeah, I really love this guy. One of the most amazing and best friends a person could ever ask for. That's for sure, man. I love you, McLaren. Temper says hi, babe. She said hi. So I don't know. Do you guys have you guys heard about the 764 at all? Have any of you guys heard about them? They're a horrible, disgusting group of internet pieces of crap. So um I could be better. I mean, he's not my biological little brother, but um my little brother, one of my little brothers overdosed and on fentanyl and died a few days ago. So my head's been in kind of a bad mental space right now, but um um yeah. But I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm still on my mission to do what I'm gonna do. So yeah, my head's in a bad space. I'm glad to see you here too, Nick. Heck yeah, man. I read a little bit about it last year, but you know, I just think it's thank you, Temper. I appreciate it. Oh, what's up, Nick and Nick? What's up? A right touch of fishing. I'm alive, so yeah, I'm okay. But no, I'm kind of in a grieving state of mind right now. I had a little brother of mine. He's not my real little brother, but you know, he's my little brother. He passed away of fentanyl overdose 2 days ago. So my yeah, I'm not the greatest of great, but I'm still alive. So you know, still alive and still hot on my mission to make a change in this world, man. I tell you what, right now, it's something I'm never going to stop doing. We dropped the StreamYard link. Yeah. So I've been hearing some stories about the 764. I'll cover some of them here today. Um, they're horrible. They're horrible. And parents need to know about them, guardians need to know about them, and children need to know about them. I appreciate it. ARTOF. I appreciate it. Mick and Nick. I really do. I really do appreciate it. I missed you guys so much, man. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. I miss so many of you guys. I do, man. What's up, ATS?
What's going on, G2K?
Oh, you know, just pushing through another day, man. Pushing through another day.
Yeah, I've been reading up on this 764.
Some intense shit, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
They're definitely not a. Yeah, they're definitely not a good group of people.
Nope. They're a very violent group of people.
Yes, indeed, they are.
And they all deserve to be executed, in my humble opinion. Well, I guess I'll speak to you guys until G2K comes back because he's muted. Man. Okay. And these people.
What was that, ATS? Sorry, bro.
You were muted, so I was gonna. Which article are you gonna read?
I got my own little spiel I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna switch over to my computer. How's the fishing been, Nick? How's the fishing been? Yeah, please hit the like, subscribe, share button. People need to know about this. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna hop off my phone, so I'll be right back. ATS.
All right, I'll hold down the fort.
Okay, I appreciate it, bro.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, man. But where the articles we're going to be talking about, the group we're going to be talking about is a very triggering. It's going to be triggering. So be prepared. But this needs to be talked about. This group needs to be talked about. Parents, grandparents, guardians need to know who these people are so they can pay attention to social media, so they can be well aware of who their children communicate with. And it's mostly online. Mostly online. That's how they entice, is through online communications. And it's just, yes. I don't want to go too much into it because I'm just here to support G2K. So I'm going to let him discuss it.
Okay. No, it's a AAA. AAA, yeah. My mouse is about to croak, so yeah. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible, Nick. That's horrible, Nick.
Try this, I don't know.
Tell Mick, look into eating cherries.
I don't know if it is a AA battery.
Cherries help with gout.
Really, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. There's a specific type of cherry.
Yeah. And what cherry would that be?
I'll tell you. Give me a second.
Yeah, you better tell me.
They're called tart cherries. They're tart cherries. And their juice can help manage gout by reducing uric acid levels and inflammation and lowering the frequency of pain flare-ups.
Yeah. The cleaners in there.
No. That time he wanted to.
All right, I've almost got my shit together. Almost. I had to get that hoodie off. I was dying of heat stroke. All right, so Um, trying to find it here, guys. Hang on, bear with me just a minute. Appreciate all you guys being so patient. Mm. There's a lot of shit on here.
You want me to describe the group to everybody?
Oh no, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'm just trying to find where it's at. Like I got all kinds of shit. Yeah, down or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. This is what 764 is. Plain and simple. You guys know me. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm not here to desensitize things. I'm here to put things in perspective. So I'm just going to say this right now. This comes with a trigger warning. So just know that. Today's not going to be comfortable. Today is not content. Today is not a headline. Today is about something most people don't want to believe exists at the scale it does, because believing it means admitting we failed to protect kids where they actually live now. And where kids live now is not just bedrooms and schools. It's screens, it's messages, it's private conversations that adults never see. The name 764 sounds like a rumor, like a internet folklore, like something people exaggerate to scare parents. That assumption has already cost lives. Because 764 is not a myth, ladies and gentlemen. It is not one website. It is not one app. It's not one country. It is a culture of coercion that moves faster than parents, faster than schools, and faster than laws. And the reason I'm talking about this today, it's simple. Predators are counting on silence. I'm here to break that silence. What 764 actually is. Here's the first thing you need to understand. When people hear group, they picture leaders, meetings, structure, uniforms. That's not what this is. 764 is best understood as a decentralized online harm network, a swarm, a mindset, a set of tactics, a brand that splinters and reforms. If one part gets shut down, another reappears somewhere else. That's why deleting an account doesn't end it. That's why banning one platform doesn't solve it. Because the danger isn't the platform. The danger is the method. And the method is this. Find a child, isolate them emotionally, extract the secret, turn the secret into a weapon, escalate control, and silence the victim with shame. This is not random chaos, ladies and gentlemen. This is deliberate psychological domination. Why this is not just sextortion? A lot of people want to reduce this to sextortion because it feels manageable. Sextortion sounds like send a photo, get threatened, report it, and done. 764 doesn't stop there. In many documented cases, the goal shifts. The goal becomes fear, obedience, humiliation, escalation, and the key and the biggest one of all, power. Power. Some victims are coerced into hurting themselves. Some are pushed towards acts disguised to traumatize them permanently. Some are threatened into silence until they believe there is no exit. This is about control through terror. This is the most important thing parents need to understand. Predators don't need to physically restrain a child. They just need the child to believe. If my parents find out, my life is over. That belief is the cage. And once a child believes that, they stop asking for help. They stop thinking clearly. They stop seeing adults as safe. Shame becomes the lock on the door. This is why kids don't tell. This is why kids comply. This is why kids suffer quietly, ladies and gentlemen. Not because they're weak, because their fear is being weaponized against them. Now, here's the part that should make every parent listening sit back in their chair. This doesn't just happen to bad homes. It doesn't just happen to neglectful parents. It doesn't just happen to troubled kids. It happens in ordinary families, structured families, close families. In this next part I'm going to tell you about parents who did everything they thought they were supposed to do and still lost their child. Not to a street corner, not to a drug, not to a stranger in a van, but to someone who never stepped foot in their house or even stepped foot in front of them in real life. What's up, Viper? Next, I'm going to talk about real families who have lived this nightmare. If you need to step away, do it now. This next part matters. If you say if you say to a child, I'm losing my train of thought. This shit's hard for me, man.
Just breathe.
I'm trying. The families who didn't know until it was too late. The lie will tell. Oh my God, it scared the shit out of me. Do you see how good I jumped on that one?
scared the shit out of me too.
Right? The lie we tell ourselves. There's a lie a lot of parents cling to because it feels protective. The lie goes like this: I'd know if something was wrong. Would you? Would you really? We imagine danger is loud. We imagine it breaking things. We imagine it leaving marks we can see. But the kind of harm we're talking about today doesn't crash through doors. It whispers. It waits. It convinces a child that silence is survival. And by the time, holy crap, and by the time parents realize something is wrong, they're not stepping into a crisis. They're stepping into the aftermath. Here's story one. Jay Taylor, 10 to 12 years old, about 10 or 13 years old. Not a statistic, not a headline, a kid. He had parents who loved him, a home that looked normal from the outside, a life that, by every visible metric, was functioning. What his parents didn't see was what was happening behind the scenes. Investigators later concluded Jay had been coerced online by someone connected to the 764 network. We're not talking to, not messaging with, coerced. What that means in real terms is this: someone gained leverage over a child. Someone used fear and shame to exert control. Someone made a 13-year-old believe he was trapped. They convinced him to light himself on fire, live on camera. And he did. And he died. After Jay's death, his parents, Colby and Leslie, did something almost no grieving parents have the strength to do. They spoke. They talked publicly about how invisible this danger was, how ordinary everything looked until it wasn't, how their child did not come to them because he believed the consequences of telling would be worse than the abuse itself. That belief didn't come from nowhere. It was planted. That's what predators do best. They don't just hurt kids. They rewrite the child's understanding of sanity and safety. Jay's parents have spent years pushing for accountability, raising awareness, and demanding the country treat digital coercion like the violent crime it is. And here's the part every parent needs to hear. They were not neglectful. They were not absent. They were not uncaring. They were up against a system designed to keep children quiet. This is what 764 looks like when it succeeds. Not chaos, not screaming, silence. Across interviews with families affected by online coercion networks like 764, the same sentence repeats. Different voices, same pain. You hear them say, I thought they would come to me if something was wrong. I didn't know how much fear could fit inside one kid. I wish I had said, you won't be in trouble more often. I wish I had talked about shame before someone else weaponized it.
One mother said something that stays with me that I heard. I raised my child to tell the truth. I didn't realize someone else was teaching them that the truth would destroy us. What's up, Martine? That's the psychology. That's the psychological knife here. Predators don't just threaten kids. They threaten the child's relationship with their parents, their guardians, and the people closest to them. They convince kids, your parents will hate you. You'll ruin their lives. They won't protect you. And they'll blame you. So the child does what children always do when they're scared. They protect the people they love by hurting themselves in silence. In late 2025, families who believed their children were targeted by 764 stood in front of lawmakers, in front of Congress. Not activists, not influencers, regular, everyday parents. Mothers and fathers describing what it's like to find out your child was being manipulated, threatened, and controlled by someone you never met in a place you didn't know to look. They didn't come asking for sympathy. They came asking for change. They described how slow investigations feel when the offender is in another state or country. How platforms move faster than laws. How families are left navigating trauma while systems argue over jurisdiction. One parent said, in essence, we teach kids about strangers in parking lots. Nobody taught us how to protect them from strangers who live on their phone. That sentence should live in every school, every PTA meeting, every parenting class. Because we trained parents for yesterday's danger. And 764 is tomorrow's. Now I want to talk about the kids who survived. Not by luck, by interruption. Survivors interviewed in investigating reports described remarkably similar internal experiences, even when the details differ. They described feeling owned, feeling constantly watched, feeling like obedience was the only way to keep their family safe, and feeling ashamed of things they were forced to do. Some say the hardest part wasn't the threats. It was the voice inside their head that said, "This is your fault." What's up, CFM's queen? That voice didn't come from inside them. It was installed. One survivor described finally telling an adult and being shocked by their response. They didn't yell. They didn't panic. They said, "I'm glad you told me." And that's when it broke. That's how fragile the control actually is. Not weak, fragile. It's so that's what people got to understand. Silence is the enemy of, like, our enemy from, you know what I mean? It's silence is the biggest weapon predators have. What's up, Mr. Lacombe? Predators rely on one thing staying intact. That's shame. Shame.
Yep.
The moment an adult removes it, the grip loosens almost automatically. That's why survivors say the scariest thing predators can't survive is calm, supportive disclosure. They can't. They can't. Here's the hard truth for all the adults here today. Here's where I'm going to go, where I'm going to be blunt. A lot of adults accidentally help predators. That's fact. Unknowingly, but help them. Not because they're bad people, but because they react the wrong way. When a child thinks the response will be yelling, punishment, panic, phone confiscation, interrogation, they don't talk. They shut down. And predators know this. They coach kids on adult reactions. They rehearse the fear. So if you're listening today and you're a parent, this is the most important sentence you will ever say to your child. You are not in trouble. I'm proud of you for telling me. Say it now. Say it often. And say it before anything ever happens. Your children have to know that if something messed up is happening, they're not going to be blamed for it. They're not going to be punished for it, and that you love them. You love them no less.
They're not getting in trouble.
They're not going to be in trouble. It has to be that way. Because the right words before a crisis can prevent the crisis entirely. If this is hitting close to home, step away if you need to. I know I'm going to for a second. I got to give me something to drink. I got cotton mouth real bad. And I really just need to take a breath for a minute. So, excuse me for a moment.
Parents need to be on the lookout. These people are using Roblox, Discord, and other platforms to target these people. Just communicate with your child. Don't condemn them. Don't argue with them. Just listen. Let them be honest with you. Let them talk to you. And just hear them out.
Kids need to be heard and seen. You know what I mean? What's up, Mr. Lacombe? It's been a minute, my brother.
Hey, it has been. I apologize. Been very busy. So, lots
Yeah.
of stuff going on in life. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is.
I got a new addition
Yeah.
to the family.
Oh.
Can you see that, Critter?
What's the baby's name?
His name is Rip.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say his name was G2K, but okay, we can go with Rip.
Okay. His name is Rip. He's a good
Heck
boy.
yeah.
He's actually very young. He's a big boy. He's only about 10 weeks old.
He's gonna be a big old dog.
Yeah, he's German Shepherd, Black Lab. And his
Heck yeah.
father was built like a, oh God, he was built like a tank. He was huge. Longest German Shepherd and tallest German Shepherd I'd ever seen. I got him since we lost James. My daughter said, I'd like to get a dog for Christmas. So that was
Oh,
a
heck
Christmas
yeah.
present basically for the family.
Heck yeah.
And I
Miss Dawson
apologize
said-
again to you. I
You're
apologize
good.
again to you, my friend, that I haven't been around as much.
Yeah.
You know I love you very much, you and
I
Sugar
know.
Glider and your channels. Been a lot going on. I gotta have some stuff physically checked on me. Nothing to get yourself in a
Yeah.
pucker about, but stuff that's definitely getting close to time to get checked.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you heard or not, but my wife and I, our little brother, died of a fentanyl overdose a few days ago. So my mind's been fucking.
man, my heart goes out to you guys.
It's like,
I'm so
you know what I mean?
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That stuff is nothing but poison.
Can I get a hashtag fuck fentanyl in the chat, everybody? For real, man.
Absolutely. How are you holding up?
I've been better. It's been a struggle, man. Like the whole thing about it is he left my house. He said he was going back to the halfway house he was staying in, and he went and fucking got high and he died, dude. Like I was walking out the door and I was heading back to work, and he's like, "Later, brother." I was like, "All right, I'll see you later, maybe." I was like, "I'll see you later, maybe, bro." Didn't give him a hug. Just walked out the door like I was gonna see him later, and fucking he left here and went and got fucking high somewhere else and fucking died, dude.
How's that lovely lady of yours holding up?
It's hit her pretty hard, babe. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing
Yeah.
all right. Did you hear your voice, son?
I just been trying to keep my mind occupied with all kinds of shit, you know what I mean? And like, only 31 years old, and like, anyway.
It's all right, dude. I understand. I do.
You know?
Man, I know what it is to have that loss. I mean, a loss is a loss, no matter what it is. It's just too bad to see a life cut short like that.
31, yeah, man.
But addiction's an awful thing. It's a hard one.
Yep, it is. It is.
And I only know that.
What's up, Jack Prepper? What's up, Jack Prepper? What's up, Dee Dee? What's up, Queen Dee Dee? That's right, McLaren. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep rolling because this is kind of a long one.
All right. I just wanted to stop in and say hi, and I got to get you my brother's number.
Yeah, you still do.
About that other channel, and I'm going to give him your number so you guys can cohort back and forth. But Chuck is a very spiritual guy when it comes to God, and he mentioned just the other day, he said that he needs to talk to you, and it's not about the channel, but that'll blossom in time between you and him. I'm leaving that in your hands with him.
I look forward to hearing from him. I really do. Just tell him to text me first, because if he calls me first, I won't answer it because I don't know the number.
I will. Yeah, he's very technologically a dinosaur. Else he's still got his flip phone.
Nice. So is my dad.
Yeah.
So is my dad. So.
Miss Wanda said she's gonna call and do a sex call with you.
Well, you know what they say: $20 is $20.
20.
Hey, $1 a buck right now.
You know what I mean? 30 cents is 30 cents. You know. So what the hell?
Let me say a little prayer for you before I come out. Let me say a little prayer for you before I haul out of here. Jesus, we come to you right now, Father, with another loss of life, and it's never easy. I pray for G2K and Sugar Glad right now, dear God, that you'll reach down with the balm of Gilead and just place it upon their heart and heal them. And let them know, Father, you're still ultimately in control no matter what we make for decisions in life. You're always in control. We just have to be obedient and listen. Let them know how much we love them and how much that we're all lifting them up in prayer and thoughts. Be with his channels, dear God, and let him keep growing for the work that he does, and be with the people that he's surrounded with and bless them. And I pray and I ask this in your name, Jesus. And you tell me to ask in your name. You say, consider it done. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother.
Love you guys.
Love you too, man. Why kids can't just walk away. This is where we dismantle the most dangerous myth adults believe. The sentence that gets kids killed. There is a sentence adults say that sounds logical and feels responsible. That sentence is, why didn't they just block them? I need you to hear me clearly. That sentence is not neutral. That sentence erases fear. That sentence misunderstands coercion. And that sentence is one of the reasons kids stay trapped. Because once a child is being coerced, there is no longer a conversation. It is a hostage situation built out of psychology instead of rope. Control without chains. Adults imagine danger as physical. Hands on wrists, doors locked, someone standing in front of you. But the control used in 764 style coercion doesn't need a body. All it needs is a belief. Belief that exposure will destroy your family. Silence is the only thing keeping everyone safe. And compliance is the least painful option. Once that belief is installed, the predator doesn't have to threaten constantly. The child threatens themselves internally. That's the shift adults miss. At that point, blocking doesn't feel like escape. Blocking feels like pressing a detonator. This is how fear hijacks decision making. Let's talk about what fear actually does to a brain. When a child believes a threat is real and imminent, the brain stops operating in long-term logic. It narrows itself. The body enters survival mode. In survival mode, consequences feel immediate and catastrophic. Options feel non-existent. Adults feel unsafe. And time collapses. That's why kids don't think, I'll tell my parents and we'll solve this. They think, if I do the wrong thing, everyone explodes. Predators understand this instinctively. They don't need to be smart. They need to be consistent. Consistent fear beats occasional reassurance every time. Here's another thing adults struggle to understand. Why doesn't it stop after the first threat? Because coercion is not statistic. It escalates from one simple reason. Fear has to keep working. Once a child complies once, the predator now knows the child is afraid, the child can be controlled, and the child is isolated. So the demands increase. Not because the predator needs more, but because the predator needs proof of control. Escalation is how dominance is tested. Each new demand says, you are still afraid of, are you still afraid enough? And the child complies again. Not because they want to, but because fear has taught them that compliance is the only way to survive the moment. Adults see this and ask, why didn't they stop earlier? Because earlier didn't feel survivable. Choice. Here's the myth of it. Adults love the word choice. We say, they chose to do it. They chose to keep talking. They chose not to tell. That framing is fucking poison. Choice requires safety, options, and clarity. Coerced kids have none of those. What they have is threat calluses. If I do this, maybe the threat pauses. That's not choice. That's damage control. And here's the hardest truth. Some kids comply not because they believe they'll survive long term, but because they're trying to bide time. Time to think, time to breathe, time to figure out how to make it stop without destroying everyone they love. That is not weakness. That is desperation. Predators don't just threaten kids. They predict adults. They tell kids things like, your parents will freak out. They'll blame you. They'll take your phone and make it worse. They won't protect you. And here's the devastating part. Sometimes they're right. When adults respond with panic, punishment, or interrogation, they accidentally confirm the predator's narrative. That's when the shame lock snaps shut. That's when kids think, I knew it. I should have stayed quiet. This is why your reaction is not just emotional, it's tactical. Survivors consistently describe the same turning point. Not a threat, not a punishment, not a lecture, a calm adult. An adult who says, thank you for telling me. We can handle this. You're not in trouble. That response does something so powerful. It introduces a new belief to a child who's been torn apart by disbelief. It makes them think, I am not alone. And that moment a child believes that, the predator's leverage weakens. Fear thrives in isolation. Control collapses under support. Here's the part that's hard on the ego. This problem doesn't exist because kids are reckless. It exists because kids are human. Kids feel shame intensely. Kids fear disappointing adults more than pain. Predators exploit that. So if you're asking, why didn't they just walk away? You're asking the wrong question. The right question is, what made walking away feel impossible? And the answer is almost always fear plus silence plus shame. Yes. Exactly. Goes to survival mode. Yep, exactly, Queen. Trying to cope with the right there, right then to go through it. Absolutely. Yep. Fear, manipulation. It's all real, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a child's brain is not developed enough. Like, I don't think anybody under the age of 18 should be on the internet. I don't care how popular that thought is or any of that. I really don't. I really don't. Or you're not convinced by the abuser and manipulated into believing that is how they show love. Yep. And because you are in a situation where you are starved of love. Yeah. If a victim who has done nothing wrong can still be made to feel shame. Yes. And children, children, they don't have that. They don't have that. Oh my good Lord, dude. Children don't have that knowledge of being able to spot those kind of things. So it's easy for somebody to manipulate and convince a child to do just about anything. Especially when you start throwing threats out there about their family, about the people they love, their animals. There was one story that I read about 764. It was a 14-year-old girl, and there was 35, 40 people from the 764 watching a live feed of her just cutting herself over and over again until she bled to death. And she cut herself over 100 times before she bled to death, as they were sitting there laughing, encouraging her to continue because they're going to burn her entire parents' lives down. All you got to do is just continue doing it. All you got to do is, the most vile of vile human beings you can imagine. If you've ever wondered why a kid didn't tell, now you know. And knowing means we do better. How the trap is built and how to break it. Why mechanics matter. If we only talk about outcomes, we stay reactive. If we understand mechanics, we get preventative. Predators rely on adults staying vague. They rely on us saying, be careful online, without explaining how danger actually unfolds. So today, I'm going to explain the trap from the inside out. Not platform names, not step-by-step tactics, not anything that helps someone do harm. We're talking psychological mechanics. The parts that repeat no matter where it happens. Because once you recognize that pattern, you can break it early. The 4 stages of the trap. Across cases, survivor accounts, and investigations, the trap usually forms in 4 overlapping stages. 1, connection. Every child has got to feel connected to somebody. If they're not connected to their parents, they're going to find somebody to feel connected to. Secrecy. What does Get to Know say about secrets? There ain't no such thing as a good one. Connection, secrecy, compromise, and control. Power. I'm alive, Queen Dee Dee. I'm alive, Queen Dee Dee. Not every case hits them in the same order, but almost every case hits all 4. Let's walk through them. This is where adults often misunderstand intent. Connection does not start with threats. It starts with alignment. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I had to ask my spell checker how to pronounce the word. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Nick. Give Mick a hug for me. And give him a kiss on that big, beautiful, bald forehead of his. Okay. We're going to continue rolling here. Connection does not start with threats. It starts with alignment. The predator positions themselves as someone who listens, someone who understands, someone who doesn't judge, and the key point, someone safe. This can look like shared interests, shared struggles, validation, attention, affection. Here's the key detail adults miss. The connection is not fake to the child. Oh, I love Nick too, man. The connection is not fake to the child. The feelings are real. The attention is real. The sense of being seen is real. That's why dismissing it as some creep doesn't resonate with victims. The child isn't interacting with a monster. They're interacting with someone they think knows them. That's why early disruption has to focus on open communication, not ridicule. Secrecy is the load-bearing wall. Predators don't start by saying, "Don't tell." They build secrecy gradually and make it feel reasonable. Secrecy is framed as people without understanding. This is just between us. Others would overreact, and we don't want to cause them drama. Notice what's happening here? Secrecy is being sold as maturity, loyalty, protection. This is where kids start to believe keeping this quiet makes me responsible. That belief is devastating, because once secrecy feels virtuous, disclosure feels like betrayal. This is why parents who demand access instead of building trust often lose visibility to their child. Kids don't hide because they're sneaky. They hide because secrecy has been reframed as safety. This is a pivotal point here. Compromise doesn't have to be extreme at first. It only has to be private. Once something exists that a child does not want exposed, the balance of power shifts. And here's the cruel genius of coercion. The predator doesn't have to invent shame. They let the child do it themselves. The child thinks, what if my parents find out? What will people think? I'll ruin everything. Those thoughts become leverage. At this stage, the predator can't step back and let the fear do the work. My bad, I misspoke that one. At this stage, the predator can step back and let the fear do the work. That's why threats don't always look dynamic or dramatic. Sometimes it's just, you know what would happen? You know what would happen if? The rest happens in the child's mind. Control is where adults expect visible resistance. But by now, resistance feels dangerous. The child has learned compliance pauses the threat. Silence keeps people safe, and obedience prevents disaster. This is where escalation often begins. Not because the predator needs more, but because control must be proven repeatedly. Each demand is a test. Are you still afraid enough? And the child complies again, not because they want to, but because fear has narrowed their world to a single objective. Keep the threat from becoming real. This is also where kids often appear different, hypervigilant, exhausted, emotionally distant, terrified of being discovered. Adults see behavior changes and assume rebellion, moodiness, defiance. They miss the truth. This is what control looks like from the outside. This part is hard for parents. Taking the phone feels protective, but if a child is being coerced, sudden disconnection can increase panic, increase perceived danger, reinforce the idea that telling was a mistake. From the child's perspective, the phone isn't just a device, it's where the threat exists, where they monitor danger, and where they try to manage the fear. Yanking it away without explanation or support can make the fear spike. This is why response matters. Not later, immediately. Right now. How to break this trap. Here's the part that empowers adults. The trap can be broken at any stage. Interpretation number 1. Normalize disclosure early. Say things like, if anyone ever asks you to keep a secret from me, that's not your fault. And it's not okay. You won't be in trouble for telling me uncomfortable things. I tell my kids this probably once a day at least. And my kids are 19 and 17. Are you pre-installing safety? Interpretation number 2. Remove shame before it appears. Talk openly about mistakes. Talk openly about embarrassment. And talk openly about fear. Because why? Shame thrives in silence and strives in daylight. Interpretation 3. Respond calmly to partial disclosures. If a child hints, tests, or half tells, don't interrogate. Say, do you want help with this? I'm listening, and take your time. Comfort them. Reassure them. Keep telling them they're not going to be in trouble. That's the biggest thing I can say. Why? Because pressure shuts doors. Pressure shuts doors, and patience opens them up. Interpretation 4. Act with the child, not to the child. When action is needed, explain what you're doing, explain why, and keep the child involved. Control was taken from them. Your job is to give it back safely. Here's the upgrade adults need to make. We can't parent from the world we grew up in. This threat doesn't look like danger used to look. It looks like conversations, validation, secrecy, and fear. If you understand the mechanics, you don't need paranoia. You need connection. Because the strongest defense against coercion is not surveillance. It's trust.
Yep.
It's trust. I gotta get a smoke. Hang on. Feel free to add in anything you want, ATS.
And these people are just not in one area. They're global. They're global. There's nothing wrong with talking to your child and asking them how their day's going. You know, just be there. If they see that you're interested, they'll respond. But if you don't show interest, they're going to think you don't care what they have to say. You just got to talk to your child on a daily basis. Just communicate. That's one thing that's key in this world is communication and love. Show compassion to the child, your child. Let them know that whatever is going on, they're not wrong. You know, don't be ashamed.
Yeah. Don't be ashamed. Like, you did nothing wrong. Your child did nothing wrong. The ones that need to be ashamed are the ones that are doing it.
Yep.
Okay. Understanding the trap means we stop blaming kids for surviving it. What to say, what not to say, and what to do next. This is the moment where adults either break the cycle or accidentally reinforce it. The most dangerous moment in a child's in a child's exploitation is not the first message. It's the moment they consider telling an adult. Because that moment decides everything. Handled right, it ends the abuse. Handled wrong, it teaches the child one devastating lesson. I should have stayed quiet. So this section isn't about being perfect. It's about not making it worse. What to say first? If a child tells you anything that hints at coercion, sextortion, fear, or secrecy, your first words matter more than your second, third, or 10th. Say this, memorize it, use it exactly. Thank you for telling me. You're not in trouble. I'm really glad you came to me. We're going to handle this together. A child has to know that they got somebody there for them.
Yep.
They have to know this. That's it. That's it. I'll say it again. Say this exactly. Word for word. Thank you for telling me. You're not in trouble. I'm really glad you came to me. We're going to handle this together. That last one, we're going to handle this together, reinforces to that child that they're not alone. Period. That's it. Not a lecture, not a gasp, not a threat, not a reaction dump. Those 4 sentences do one critical thing. They remove shame. And when shame leaves, control collapses. Why this works? Predators rely on kids believing adults will panic, adults will punish, adults will blame, and adults will make it worse. And in most cases, that's usually what we end up doing. Because we don't know how to talk to our kids and reassure them about certain things, especially when it comes to something this bad. You know what I mean? So when you respond calmly, you break the script the predator installed. The kids think, oh, maybe I'm not trapped. They thought that thought is the beginning of freedom. I'm going to catch up chat real quick. So true thing is a lot of times love the most are the ones that hurt you the most. Yeah, you're right. You're right. CFM's queen. You're right. You're right. Stating an opinion, stating an open dialogue communication, or starting an open dialogue communication with your child at a young age. Yes. Yes. McLaren says, seeing an example of understanding and love when they do mess up. Be loving in the situations they do mess up in. Did I read that right? Seeing an example of understanding and love when they do mess up. Be loving in the situations they do mess up in. Okay, I got it. Yes. Facts. I remember being punished and sent to my room without dinner because I came home late and dirty. It was because someone tried to rape me, so I didn't tell them. I felt so alone and devastated. I bet, sweetheart, and felt like I had no one. I hate that feeling. I hate that you had to feel that feeling too. Just know that. I'd have fucked him up for you. I'd have fucked him up for you in a heartbeat. I would have. I'm not even joking. Not even kidding. CFM screen. I'm not even joking. What not to say. And this is, I can't say that this is more important. This is definitely equally important as knowing what to say. Now we're going to talk about the sentences that feel neutral but cause damage. Why didn't you tell me sooner? That translates to you failed the test. The kids hear blame, even if you don't mean it. Why would you do that? That reinforces shame instantaneously. Predators already convinced the child they're disguised, they're disgusting or stupid. Don't echo it. Give me the phone now. That removes the child's sense of control and can spike panic. Remember, the phone is where the threat lives. Taking it without explanation feels like cutting the lights in a burning building. I told you this would happen. Well, that sentence doesn't protect anyone. It just teaches silence next time. One hard truth for parents: your emotional reaction may be understandable. It may be justified. It may be human, but it is not harmless. In this moment, your job is not to vent your fear. Your job is to be safer than the predator predicted. Your job is to be safer than the predator predicted. That's cutting the head off a snake. Take away their main ammunition. How to listen without interrogating. After the first response, adults often swing too far the other direction. They interrogate. They rapid fire questions. They demand timelines. They want every detail immediately. That can shut a child down almost instantaneously. Instead, do this. Say, tell me what you're comfortable sharing right now. We can go slowly, and you don't have to remember everything. Let your child set the pace. Why? Because control was taken from them. Your job is to give it back safely. A couple on was when I was a kid. Oh, no thanks is needed, sweetheart. I know you'd have done the same for me. I learned at an early age I can't trust my parents. Yeah, it sucks, man. When I was a kid and in trouble, my dad always gave me choices on forms of punishment. I always chose work. Well, there you go. We got a good work ethic. Got a great work ethic. That should be a question to the parent. Why weren't they more observant and knowing what their child was doing instead of putting the question on the child? Exactly. Same as Gothy. I knew in that situation because they also abused me and were Jehovah's Witnesses that they would blame me, calm me down like a hole, and I'd get beat more, and they would blame me. What's up, Candy Rapper? Thanks for being here, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Miss Gothy. I really need to teach parents the signs and awareness so they can be better help. Exactly, CFM's queen. My bio father molested me from an infant to 5 years old. That sucks, man. That shit makes me so mad. Queen, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. Biggest hugs, Miss Gotham. Definite G2K, brother. I know you'd done the same thing for me, girl. I know that shit. For real. And for Sugar Glider. And we do the same for anybody else that here too, man. I don't even fuck around. Exactly. Too many parents use devices, internet to be a babysitter. Yep. You're welcome. The words we use matter. This is my friend McLaren. He says, the words we use matter. We have to give them comfort and trust, not potential hurt, anger, or fear from us. Yeah. Perfectly said, McLaren. Dude, you have no idea how much it means to have you here with me, bro. None, dog. None, Nick. None, bro. None at all, bro. It is. It really is. It really is, man. All right, let's continue on here. What if you need details later? And you will. But later, with support, calm, and possibly professionals involved. Right now, safety comes first. No, you're my dude, bro. You know, like I have like an awkward birthday because it's in the middle of summertime and shit. And every single birthday up until high school, like I had one friend there. And it was my buddy McLaren. Every single year, dude. No matter what was going on, I knew he was going to be there. And like he really was one of the biggest things that helped me get through my childhood. I told myself I wasn't going to fucking do this either, but no. I told myself I wasn't going to cry today. I know, he's an asshole. Right now, safety comes first. Preserving evidence without panic. This part matters, and it needs to be said clearly. Do not delete messages, confront the predator directly, threaten them, or try to scare them off. They can destroy evidence, escalate threats, push the predator underground. Do this. Take screenshots. Preserve usernames, timestamps, and messages. Keep evidence secure. Involve the right reporting channels. Tell the child, we're keeping this to protect you. That framing matters. Reporting the right way. Reporting is not punishment. Reporting is interruption. In the U.S., this means reporting to the NCMEC cyber tip line, letting them route it to appropriate law enforcement, contacting local authorities if there is an immediate danger. Explain this to the child in plain language. This is how we stop them from doing this to other kids too. That reframes reporting as protective, not punitive. Hang on, my cigarette went out. Oh. I know, and that's what gets me, you know what I mean? Like, I love you guys, man. Oh, yeah. We almost burned the house down together. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. We almost. Well, what do you think is gonna happen when you have three 11-year-old kids, a bunch of ground moving flowers, and a lighter, and say, "Here, go play." We almost burned the fucking house down. So there you go. Oh man. When I went through treatment, out of 12 people, 5 were ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. The first day, the counselor said, that must be one hell of a religion. Right? Underboss, I love you, bro. I know, I've just been crying a lot lately the last couple of days, man, and I'm just tired of it, really. One of my friends growing up was Jehovah's Witness. I bought her a pair of earrings and a necklace. Her parents wouldn't let her have it. At the time, I didn't understand why, but learned. Exactly, Jack. Yep. Exactly, Jack. You know, it's a cult. 4 out of 5 kids run away as soon as they could from my home. Yes, it was horrible to me. You're an asshole. You're an asshole, Nick. You're an asshole. He said, thanks, Queen. I've seen it all with this guy. I loved him when he didn't love himself. But yeah, leave it to McLaren. So do I. This world could use a whole lot more McLarens in it. What about schools? Schools often mishandle this. They default to discipline. They confiscate devices. They treat it like it's a behavior issue. That's a failure. This is not misconduct. This is victimization. Schools need training, not punishment reflexes. What to say to kids before anything happens? This is prevention gold. Parents, write this down. I'll give you a second to get a piece of paper if you want, or you can just hit the backspace button and replay it later. Say these sentences before there's a problem. 1. If anyone ever asks you to keep a secret from me, you won't be in trouble for telling me. I say it all the time. These parasites thrive on silence and secrecy. Tell your kids there's no such thing as a good secret. None. Secrets are secretive because it's negative. Why don't you want somebody else to know? Why am I the only one you're going to tell this to? Sorry.
You good, bro?
Thanks to ATS. Number 2, if something online makes you scared or uncomfortable, I want to know. And 3, I care more about your safety than rules. What's up, Charlie? These sentences weaken predators before they ever make contact. Because now the child already knows telling is safe. It's crazy how it works. It's something so simple. My wife and I, our kids have came to us with some pretty fucked up, awkward shit sometimes. You know what I mean? And they knew that They are not going to be in trouble. It'll get handled and it'll be over with. For teens watching this, now I want you to talk. Now I want to talk directly to kids and teens listening. If someone online is threatening you, if they say they'll ruin your life, if they tell you your parents will hate you, listen to me. Please listen to me. I'm not a counselor. I'm not licensed and giving people and making diagnoses to people. Sorry, I have to do this because of some asshole, but this is all just advice and one person's perspective on how to handle situations. So wire, fuck off. You are not the first person this happened to. You are not stupid. You're not broken, and you are not alone. Predators survive on one thing: your silence. The moment you tell one safe adult, power shifts almost instantaneously back to you. Even if you're scared, even if you're embarrassed, even if you think it's your fault, it isn't. Don't be. We've talked about what this is, how it works, why kids can't just walk away, and how adults must respond. Damn it, my cigarette went out again, dude.
This information is heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Triggering and everything.
Yeah. Now I'm going to end this the only way it should end, with accountability, with a moral line in the sand, with a demand for change. If you remember nothing else from today, remember this, please. Your response can save a life. Your response can save a life.
You might not talk about where these people, where they hang out at, you know what I mean?
Oh, we did, baby. Yeah, we did. The moral reckoning. I'm going to say this from the perspective of like me standing in between the child and the people who failed them. This is not a phase, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be clear about something before we end. What we're talking about today is not a trend. It's not a scare cycle. It's not a scare cycle. It's not media hysteria. It is a collision between childhood, technology, shame, and adult denial. And denial is the most dangerous part. Because every time we say this can't be that common, a predator hears, we have time. You know who don't have time? Kids don't have time. The failure nobody wants to claim. Here's the truth we can't keep dodging. This didn't happen because parents stopped caring. This didn't happen because kids stopped listening. This didn't happen because families fell apart. This happened because the world changed faster than our protection did. We taught kids how to cross streets. We didn't teach them how to survive coercion. We taught parents about strangers in parking lots. We didn't teach them about strangers who move into a child's head. We built platforms that reward engagement, then acted shocked when predators learned how to weaponize attention. And instead of updating the system, we blamed the victims. That is a moral failure. To the people who minimize this, fuck you. There will always be people who say, this sounds exaggerated. Kids need thicker skin. Parents should just monitor better. We didn't grow up like this. Well, good for you. But kids aren't growing up in our past. They're growing up in a world where shame spreads faster than truth. Screenshots last forever. Fear can be delivered at 2 a.m. And silence feels safer than honesty. If your response to that is dismissal, then understand this. Your comfort is being paid for with someone else's child. Your comfort is being paid for with someone else's child. So again, fuck you. To lawmakers, platforms, and systems, this part matters, so I'm not going to whisper it. I'm going to get fucking loud. If a child is coerced into harm through a screen, that is violence. If a child is threatened into silence through shame, that is abuse. If investigations stall because jurisdiction is messy, that is negligence. You do not get to say, we're still studying the issue while parents are burying their children. You do not get to say our hands are tied while predators adapt in real fucking time. You don't get to call awareness enough. Awareness without action is theater. Now, I'm talking to the parents directly. This is not about control. This is not about spying. This is not about taking everything away. This is about being the safest place your child knows. If your child thinks telling you the truth will destroy your relationships, they will protect you by lying, by staying silent. If your child thinks you will panic, they will stay silent. If your child thinks shame lives in your house, they will hide their pain somewhere else. You don't have to be perfect, parents. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be reachable. How hard is that? To just be reachable to your own children. Crazy. Say it now. Say it tomorrow. Say it until they roll their eyes. I care more about your safety than rules. You won't be in trouble for telling me. We'll figure it out together. Those 3 sentences can totally save so many people a whole bunch of grief and save lives. That's not bullshit. Those sentences are armor. To survivors watching this, if you're watching this and something in your chest is tightening, I need you to hear me. If what happened to you was not because you were weak, It was not because you failed. It was not because you didn't fight hard enough. You survived a system designed to isolate you. If you complied, you were surviving. If you stayed quiet, you were surviving. If you're still here, you survived. And if nobody ever told you this, I'll tell you this. You deserve protection then, and you deserve dignity now. Here's where this ends for me today. We do not get to pretend this is rare. We do not get to pretend this is complicated. And we do not get to pretend kids should carry this alone. Every adult listening has a role. Parent, teacher, neighbor, lawmaker, platform user, human being. If a child says, I can't tell anyone, that is not teenage drama. That is an emergency. I'm going to end with this. Predators thrive in silence. Shame is their favorite weapon. And fear is the leash they use to pull children into places no child should ever go. But shame breaks when it's spoken. Fear collapses when somebody stands beside you. And silence dies the moment an adult decides to listen. So if you remember one thing from today, please remember this. A child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a brave one, a calm one, a reachable one. And if you are an adult hearing this and you choose to look away, to minimize, to dismiss, I say this is uncomfortable. This then understanding, and this is uncomfortable. Then understanding something. Discomfort is the cost of awareness, but silence is the cost of a child. Discomfort is the cost of awareness, but silence is the cost of a child. Today we chose differently. Today we break the silence. Yeah, ATS. Anything you'd like to say, bro?
Yeah.
Anybody? Sorry.
Go ahead.
One more second. This is the open panel. If anybody's got something they want to come up and say, address, add in, by all means, you're more than welcome to come join. Go ahead, ATS. The floor is yours, my friend.
Can I describe what 764 is, the group?
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro.
Okay. So according to an affidavit in the District of Columbia, 764 is a network of nihilistic, violent extremists who engage in criminal conduct in the United States and abroad, seeking to destroy civilized society through the corruption and exploitation of vulnerable populations, which often include minors. The 764 network acceleration's goals include social unrest and the downfall of the current world order, including the United States government. Now, this gets even more triggering. Okay. As alleged, the defendants engaged in a coordination criminal enterprise and led a core subgroup within 764 known as 764 Inferno, operated through encrypted messaging applications. They directed, participated, and otherwise caused the production and distribution of child sexual abuse material. And the defendants facilitated the grooming, manipulation, and extortion of minors. They allegedly ordered their victims to commit acts of self-harm and engage in psychological torment and extreme violence against minors. That's what this group does. They target vulnerable children online.
And adults, and they go for anybody who is vulnerable. I've seen one story, the video, part of the video right before he lit himself on fire, but they convinced this young teenager that it would be better for him to light himself on fucking fire than to tell somebody shit was going on. If you ever had a burn, just imagine it.
And you just understand, a lot of these people are young that are targeting these children. 2 of the people arrested was at the age of 21 and 20.
Yeah.
And they could be your next door neighbor.
They are your next door neighbor.
This person right here was hiding out in Greece, and he was from the United States. His name was, I'm not going to give them names because they don't deserve it. Another one was located in North Carolina. Another one was located in Maryland. And the FBI they're all over the United States and other countries outside.
It's worldwide. They are worldwide.
It's disturbing.
And you know who started it? A 13-year-old boy. A 13-year-old boy started 764.
Wow.
If I remember, 13, 14. Yeah. A teenage boy started 764.
They target all the gaming platforms.
They target all the gaming platforms like Roblox and if Minecraft. What's the one game everybody's into, the real shooter up game? Anyway, if your child's device can be connected to a game, 764 can get to them. Platforms like Snapchat, platforms like the worst possible thing you could do is have a platform about where kids can access it and have messages that disappear and cannot be retrieved. That's not a good idea. Hands down. Can I get somebody to drop my other channel link in here? There's people in here that haven't been over to the other channel. I'd love to see him over there at some point in time. Miss Gothy, Jack, just everybody. Jack says, I saw the video, had to turn it off. Yeah, it's fucking horrible, man. It's horrible. What's up, Remy? Like my daughter's 17 years old, will be soon be 18. She came to me the other day. She's like, Dad, you got $10? I said, for what? She said, for some Robux. I was like, no. Like, you know what I mean? I gave it to her, whatever. She's on a different level than most kids. You know what I mean? Like they know, my kids have known about this shit since they were fucking 5 years old. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they don't feed into that.
Yeah, they don't get into that shit. Yes, you're right, C. Evans Queen. On social media and parks, playgrounds, outside schools, stay aware, parents. No, God dang it. What is it called? Like it starts out, you're like in the sky and you come down and fucking it's like a war game. Anyway, I wish I could remember. I'll remember at some point in time. I want to say Fallout, but it's not Fallout. Yeah. Let me see here.
What's up, Charlie?
No, pause, bud. I didn't want you to start playing yet, bro. Okay. Whoever this is, whoever put this Fortnite. Thank you, Charlie. Fortnite. Yeah, things like that where you can interact openly with other people. 764 is in there, dude. No bullshit.
They groom them on there.
Yeah, groom him. They're like it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
It's really bad.
Please don't strike me. Whoever this is. Yeah. Please don't. I mean, or do. I don't really give a shit because I got 3 of them. So strike away. Can you guys see that? Oh, wrong
Yep.
one. All right.
The group, the online cult that's 764. The group, the online cult that terrorized everyone. It didn't start in a basement or a backwoods compound. It started in a Texas zip code. And within 2 years, this online group grew into one of the most disturbing team-led cults on the internet. The group, called 764, began in Stephenville, Texas. The zip code 764. When a teenage boy, only 15 years old, created what looked like a harmless, private online community. But behind the friendly emojis and usernames was something much.
You see that? You see that, boy? That's him.
Wow.
That's who we have to thank for getting kids to light themselves on fire. He's the one that started this shit.
Emojis and usernames was something much darker. The teen founder built what investigators now describe as a digital cult, complete with ranks, rules, punishments, and twisted ideology. He recruited in gaming chats, Discord rooms, social apps, anywhere teens gathered while adults wasn't watching. Kids joined because it felt like belonging. What they didn't know was that once they were inside, leaving became almost impossible. 764 perfected psychological manipulation. They love bombed new members with attention, then slowly demanded loyalty. Anyone who questioned the group was bullied, humiliated publicly, or threatened privately. They collected screenshots, secrets, and personal information, using it all as leverage, a digital leash. Members
Pause it real quick.
up and down until they do anything.
So you don't get struck, fair use. Pause it frequently and share the link in chat to this, so it credits the creator. That's crazy. Demonic.
Yeah.
Demonic. That's wild. And just seeing that dude's face,
Yeah.
it's the face
Crazy,
of pure
huh?
evil.
Yeah, crazy. All right, here's the link to the video. Yeah, and I take no credit for this video. It's not mine. I just, it's just what we're doing here. All right.
To avoid being the next target. The bullying wasn't random, it was organized. Leaders assigned who to attack next, swarming victims with coordinated harassment until they obeyed. Some members were isolated from friends and families. Others were pressured to cut off anyone outside the group completely. And 764 didn't stop with their own members. They terrorized outsiders too. They raided servers, attempted doxing, launched coordinated harassment on anyone who challenged them. Their goal wasn't chaos, it was control.
Their goal wasn't chaos, it was control.
Crazy.
And then came the moment that exposed everything. In 2022, a 22-year-old connected to the 764 group kidnapped a 12-year-old girl that he had groomed online.
Do I need to say anything? Really?
Police rescued her, and that single case opened the floodgates. Investigators uncovered a hidden world.
That's what 764 looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Walk past them on the street and you never even know it.
Minors manipulated, coerced, and terrorized
There's another 764 member. They look like just regular people.
by older members and by each other. And 764 didn't come out of nowhere. Before it, there was a group called CVLT using nearly identical tactics. When CVLT drew attention, it didn't disappear. It mutated. 764 is a reminder. The biggest cults today don't need robes or rituals. They only need a chat room. If you're
Biggest cults today don't need roles and roles and oh god damn
robes or rituals, they only need a chat room. If you are a parent,
Yeah.
a sibling, or a friend, talk to your teens in your life, because an online predator doesn't need a door to get inside.
it. What did he just say? Did you hear him?
Yep.
Let's do that again. Let's play that one more time.
In your life, because an online predator doesn't need a door to get inside. They just need Wi-Fi. If you are a parent, a sibling, or a friend, talk to your teens in your life, because an online predator doesn't need a door to get inside. They just need Wi-Fi.
The internet.
They don't need to get a door. They don't need a door to get inside. They just need Wi-Fi. Now, I'm not gonna play this, but I'm gonna put it up here so you guys can see it. Shut up. Because I know I'll get struck for showing this one for sure, but I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna show the channel. This is Sean Ryan's channel, and he has a guest on here, and he's a hacker. He's probably one of the greatest hackers that ever walked the face of the planet. Like, for real. I'm gonna share this clip in the chat as well, or this link in the chat as well.
Because of him that it got exposed.
Yeah, it's literally because of his guest, Sean Ryan's guest on this live stream, that 764 got exposed like it did. So there's the link for this one. Everybody go watch it, for real.
Very knowledgeable, has a lot of information.
A lot of information. A lot of information. I appreciate all you guys being here today. I really do. If you're not a member of the channel, it's only 99 cents a month, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. It's less than a cup of coffee. It helps me. And any donations, greatly appreciated. Never expected. Like, share, subscribe, share. Most important thing, I can't stress it enough. Share. That's the only way we're gonna be able to make a difference. I know it's kind of hard to say it like this, but I hope you guys learned something here today. I hope you guys, even though it's hard to say, enjoyed it. I hope you guys got some, benefit from listening to me today. Yeah. Yeah.
Know what your kids are doing online.
Yeah.
This was eye opening.
Like for real. And like I hope everybody that's here today and who catches this on the replay and all that happy jazz, like I honestly hope that they go and do some of their own research. Because I can't really get into how bad this group really is on YouTube because I will get shut down for it. That's no bullshit.
But just know it's bad.
Just know it comes with a major trigger warning attached with it. 764 is a trigger warning. Just
And they're becoming big.
yes,
They're
yes.
really big. Everywhere in the world. Worldwide.
Yeah. That's badass, Kenny Rapper. Will you send that to me on Messenger? I'd appreciate it. That's right, Miss Gothy. Just an internet connection. I'm glad you're gonna go watch that. And after you do, send me a message, send me an email, and tell me what you think. CFM's Queen. You still got my email address?
Yeah, Sean Ryan puts out some good stuff. I watch him quite a bit.
You just sent me what, Miss Gothy? The Sean Ryan thing? Right. Okay, I got it. I've never heard of them until today, so thank you for letting us know, get to know, brother. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll just put it in the chat. I don't hide it from anybody. It's just... It's and that's at Gmail. It's just get to know 208 at gmail.com. Of course I'm okay with it, CFM's Queen. Come on now. Come on now. With that being said, I appreciate everybody being here today. I got I got three things to say and one other thing to play just because I love it so much. It's got a great tune to it. It's got a great ring to it. So number one, and this one really hits home for me today, try to love one another right now because we might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. In fact, there are people that are here today that won't get that chance to do so, so we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Rest in peace, little brother. I already missed you so much already. Number two, have the day you deserve to have, ladies and gentlemen. Have the day you deserve to have, ladies and gentlemen. And number three, tell your friends about me. Get to know, because they're going to want to know. Get to know. I'm just saying. They won't regret it. Well, some of them might. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. And I got to go back so far to find it, but I'll find it in just a second. Damn, Rich and I talk a lot, bro. Like a lot.
Got a new member.
Nice. Miss Gothy, thank you very much. Best 99 cents you will ever spend in your life. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. I appreciate it very much so. Do 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 do. I can't be back that far. Holy crap, I'm being so dramatic right now. Yeah, it's definitely not back that far. Sorry, you got anything to say? ATS, no dead airspace time?
No. I think you covered all the bases.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you have heard this yet or not, but I am kind of awesome and amazing.
So Miss Gothic said, yeah, the Sean Ryan video, I did text it to you. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. And oh, thank you, CFM's Queen. Like, just hearing that stuff from you guys really means the fucking world to me, man. Thank you so much, Get to Know, brother, for all you do here to help us all. You mean the most, brother, to us all. Thank you very much.
and Candy Rapper says she emailed you.
Sweet, sweet. And I found it, so here we go.
Top of the world, yeah. I'm feeling alive. Haters looking up, but they just can't survive. I'm the beast in the game, no chains combined. Leave the shadows behind. I'm one of a kind. See you later. All you fucking haters, laters. Fuck it, haters. I'm rising like vapors. I'm the beast in the game, no chains combined. Leave the shadows behind. I'm the one of a kind. See you later. All you fucking haters, laters. Fucking haters. I'm rising like vapors. I'm rising like vapors. I'm here to dominate. This is my fate, unstoppable force. Just watch me elevate. See you later. All you fucking haters, laters. Fucking haters, I'm rising like vapors.
Always remember this one last thing, ladies and gentlemen. One child is one too many.